10 p.m. right now, and it's the day before my actual orientation, and I just finished like the pre-orientation module. I think that's what it's called. It only took like a few minutes, but it's gonna be an overload of information these next 2 days. I'm a little stressed. I just went through the schedule of kind of like the hour by hour of what's gonna happen, and I just wrote it down on paper because I was literally too lazy to add it to my calendar. But yeah, so tomorrow it looks pretty packed. Like, I think I'm gonna be attending stuff from 8:30 a.m. to at least 8 p.m. and then there's like a student evening social from 8:30 to 10:15 p.m. And then July 14th, the second day, is when I sign up for classes, so it's gonna be a bit stressful, but this day is shorter. I think it's only from 9 to 4 on this day, so definitely gonna be an interesting experience. I just did like a light workout with like weights and jump ropes, and then I'm gonna make breakfast today. And for today, the ingredients are crushed almonds and walnuts, I think, and then actual walnuts, and then almonds and an apple, and grapes and peanut butter. Like, literally for breakfast every day, I just find like healthy things and I just put them together because I don't like eating the same thing like repeatedly because then I get bored of it. So I literally just mix a bunch of stuff. Actually, I might add honey on this too because I feel like I like it a little bit more sweet. But yeah, and this takes like it's like really quick to make. I don't know if anyone else does this, but instead of like putting the peanut butter on top, what I do is I put it on the bottom and then I like put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds so that it melts, because this one is like super thick and I'd prefer it to be more like runny and liquidy, just because yeah, I feel like it tastes better. So I literally just like dump it at the bottom and I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then put everything else on top of it. I don't know, does anyone else do that? Like, honestly, just less work, because then when the peanut butter melts, then it tastes like it's more because it's like 1 spoon, but then when you melt it, it tastes like there's more quantity, so I like that better. And then I put all the ingredients and then I put honey on top as the last one, just because that one I'm gonna put a bit more. I put honey last just because I feel that it just tastes better when it's on top. And oh yeah, I cut the dates because I like it better when it's in smaller pieces. Yeah, so like, look how runny that is. Like, okay, it kind of looks weird, but I promise it tastes so much better. And then now we're just gonna literally like throw all the apples in here. I literally just love making the most randomest things because like it's so funny that at the end like it somewhat tastes good, which is all I care about, and it's healthy, so yay. Okay, so now all the apples and dates are in there, and it looks like, duh, of course it would fall, I'm so dumb. Okay, let me just show it this way. So this is how it currently looks. There's peanut butter at the bottom, and I just put the apples and dates, and now we're gonna add the rest of the toppings. Basically how the final product looks. So the first like Zoom call is basically the general campus tour, which started at 8:30 and it ends at 9:15. Not that anyone asked, but anyways, I didn't get a chance to actually like go on campus to visit, so I thought this would be the closest thing. Like a pre-recorded video on the side, and then they have the O staffer that like kind of is giving the tour and talking. So I just had the campus tour finished, and then I had a welcome and program overview, which was like half an hour. Then I had academic advising session 1, which was like an hour, and they kind of went through like an overview of like the general education classes and just an overview of like how the credit system works. And then I have like an hour break, so I'm probably gonna eat and then have lunch with the O staffer. But overall, I'd say like it's a lot of information, but I feel like I'll get used to it eventually. It'll just take time, and yeah. So I just finished the general campus tour, the welcome and program overview, which was like half an hour. There's like a couple speeches and stuff, and then just had an academic advising session 1, which lasted an hour, and this one was talking about just like the overall system of like the general education requirements, and then also kind of how the units work. And I think you have to take I think they said 12 units to be a full-time student, and I think definitely I'm gonna go 12 and not more than that, because like just 3 classes itself, like the schedule that they gave, it kind of looks like 36 hours I think is a week. That's a lot. So I think I'm only gonna pick 3 classes. Hopefully I get the ones I want. But right now I'm on a break, and then I have lunch with an O-staffer from 12:30 to 1. So I really don't feel like I'm gonna leave my room that often today, but I brought my lunch upstairs. And for lunch we have quinoa, chicken, avocado, and then I just put ranch on top just for a little flavor. And if you have not tried chicken and avocado together, you're definitely missing out, because that's actually a really good combination and it's healthy. So that's a 2-in-1. But right now is tours and workshop number 1, and it's basically for an hour long, and they have like different tours or different workshops you could go to. So like some of the topics are like pre-health professions, or like marine science, or general campus tour. So out of all of them, I chose to attend the counseling and psychological services one, because I felt like the other ones didn't really apply to me, like marine sciences. I'm not really going into that. And the campus tour I already visited in the morning. So yeah, this one's going pretty good. And then after this is another workshop, and then academic advising session 2. So yeah. Okay, so not gonna lie, I don't remember what the last thing I said was, but I had a second tour and workshop, and for that one, which one did I attend? I already forgot. Oh yeah, it was like the giving the tour of like IV. That one was pretty cool. And then I had the academic advising session 2, and then I had a one-on-one meeting with my advisor. And right now it's called Making the Most of Your First Year. So I guess they're just kind of summarizing like all the resources and stuff. And then at 8:30 to 10:15 is a student evening social, and they have like different events. Like I think there's a Kahoot, there's a video games, there's like painting, Bob Ross painting or something like that. So I think I might join that one, but I might leave early because I'm like really tired and I don't think I can stay up any longer. But yeah, so in the past hour, basically what I did was, okay, so if I show this is gonna make no sense, but so this is literally, so they gave us a list of like all the courses that are gonna be open tomorrow, and so I just wrote down which ones that I would actually like consider taking or that interested me, and then I wrote down like what requirements it meets, and then this looked too messy for me, so then I just redid it and added color just so that I could like physically see like which requirements it meets. And then tomorrow I think I'm picking my classes in like the afternoon time, so hopefully I get the ones I want. But yeah, so today is pretty much almost done as for like the information side, and it was quite a lot. And like in the middle of the day, like my head started hurting because I was like watching Zoom calls like the whole time, so I took a nap. But it's going pretty well. If I get the classes tomorrow that I want, then I'll be like really happy. I have like a backup for my backup in case I don't get my backup classes, because I really don't want to stress. So it's like 10 p.m. right now, and for like the past 2 hours I've been playing games. So for social night, basically what they had was like different rooms that you could join. So there was like a yoga and art one, there's one for Kahoot, and then there's one for playing games. And literally I don't know how to play any video games, but I just decided to join that one because it seemed like the most interesting. And so some of the games we played were the one where you draw and you try to guess what it was. I already forgot the name. And then, okay, there's this game that I did not know existed. So you're on Wikipedia, or like it's a website game, and basically your goal is to go on Wikipedia and then get from one word to another. So say like from cars to rainbows. You have to keep clicking on the hyperlinks to get there. And I'm like, whoever created that game is kind of, it's like interesting. It's like weird but interesting at the same time. And then right now we're playing Jackbox. But basically today was a lot. It was a very, very long day. In between my breaks, I was just like doing homework, and like I took a nap, and then I watched The Vampire Diaries because I need to finish that. But tomorrow is definitely more chill. I think it starts at 9 and it ends at 4, but mine might end a little early if my past time for like signing up for classes is a little bit earlier. But yeah, overall it wasn't too bad. So we're halfway done. Literally did like the same workout as yesterday. For some reason I like lately started using the jump rope so much more because I think it's just a really easy workout, but it gets like your whole body worked out, I guess, and it's not that sweaty. But for breakfast I'm basically doing the same thing as yesterday, but instead of apples, oh, the lighting. Instead of apples I use strawberries. Yeah, so without spelling, that's how it looks. And the first call is at 9:15 today, and it's basically like a tour, but it's like 2 30-minute tours. So I'll probably go to maybe like the sorority one, and then maybe the sports one. Had the student life workshops, and you could attend two. So from all the ones that they had, I chose I've Been Chilling workshops, and the IV, or the IV stands for like Isla Vista, and then Been Chillin'. That one was pretty fun and interactive. And then the other one I went to was Suns Out, Funds Out workshop, and they just talked about clubs and like employment and just like organizations that you can join on campus. And then right now is the college meeting for like the overall College of Letters and Science one that I'm gonna attend. And then so it's like 1 p.m. right now, and I just finished going to a co-curricular workshop about like the sororities one. They had like different options, but I chose that one. Then I had lunch with an O staffer. So for that, basically what they do is they have like, so you just join the giant meeting, and then they'll break you out into groups, and they have like O staffers, like 2 or 3 in each of the small groups. So it's like, this one was about, let's say, like 10 or 12 people, and then you can ask questions or just like have a conversation. And then, so it's like 1 o'clock right now, I'm gonna have lunch, and then at 1:30 is when I have my last academic advising session, and then I think around 2 or something I'm gonna pick classes. For lunch, basically I made this like homemade wrap or whatever it's called. So it's like homemade tortilla, and then cauliflower with spinach, cucumbers, onions. So I just finished signing up for my classes, and I definitely overstressed. Like, so our pass time was at 2:15, which is when you can log in and start like picking your classes. And like at 2:13, like my hands were shaking so bad, but I'm like, I can't have my hand shake because then I won't be able to type. But it was a little stressful, but the only reason why it was stressful was because so I have this list, right, of classes that I wanted to take like in order. And of these 15 that I have here, 13 of them met the writing requirement, but then they recommended us to only take 1 or 2 writing requirement classes. So then I have to like redo this whole list, or not redo, but like move one class a little bit more to the top. So for me, that was class 20A, which is Greek, ancient Greek. So that one was the one I chose first, like I typed in first, just because that was like one of the very few classes that wasn't a writing requirement, so that I could get that. And then another class I chose was Poli-Sci 7, which is Intro to International Relations, which I really wanted because that's for like my major, so it worked out perfectly. And then the other class I took was Feminine Studies 40, which is Women Representation, Cultural Production, or something like that. But yeah, like overall it worked out, and I literally signed up for all 3 classes in less than a minute. And then I made sure to double check that I didn't have any time conflicts on the calendar. But here, I'll show you my schedule because it's so balanced, and like it does not seem like an overload at all. So 2 of my classes are like online lecture, and 1 is like pre-recorded. So for the 2 that are online, like I literally start at 11, and then I'm like done by 3 or like 3:30, and I'm like, that's perfect because then I can have the morning and like the evening time to like literally do whatever, and I have no classes on Friday, so that just worked out perfectly. But I'd say like definitely know the codes for your class. Like, so for international relations, it's POLS 7, so that you can just type that right away instead of like going through the drop down and like searching for your class. And then another thing that they said was that if you select the section, it automatically enrolls you in the lecture also. That way you save time. Another thing is like definitely making the list of like your rank, like rank it in order of what classes you want. That definitely helps, so that you can just like go down the list. Like if you don't get the first one, you go to the second one. That way you don't have to think, you're literally just like typing it and searching it. And then definitely see like at what times you best think you would work well for like a class or a lecture, because they really have classes at like 6 p.m. and also classes at 8 a.m. So it just really depends on like if you prefer morning classes and you can wake up, then like go for it. But yeah, overall it was a very eventful 2 days. Like yesterday was all Zoom, so today my brain was still like trying to handle the Zoom overload from yesterday. Another thing I didn't know was that this pastime basically lasts like 2 days. Like, so even though it opens right at 2:15, it's there for 2 days. So if you want to make any changes to your schedule, you have time to do that. I think I'm good with mine, but I didn't know that, so I thought that would be interesting to mention. And now I'm literally just gonna watch probably Vampire Diaries the rest of the day because I need to finish that show so I can start watching another one.